Out of all of the different things to do in the hobby of birding, a big day is one of the most exciting. The idea is simple: try to see as many birds as possible in a single day. Last year, we got to 149 species on our spring big day, and this year, we hope to make it 150. We started out hopeful, although this day would prove to be extremely challenging.
Good morning, everybody. It's like 3 a.m. and we're doing our big day, trying to eclipse 150 species, but a couple things are working against us. There's supposed to be some bad weather later, so hopefully we're not doing really well and then run into that weather and it really halts our day, and also just always time. So we're trying to start a little extra early, get some owls before we actually hit the dawn chorus, but we'll see how we do, and I'm excited to see how many species we can get. Our friend Cole just showed up, so we're gonna go right now.
Of course, we once again brought our friend Cole with us, who was there on our big day last year as well. We started out in a wooded area, hearing birds before the sun was even up.
There's an eastern screech owl making its drill noise of it. There it is. First bird on the board for the big day, eastern screech owl. Let's go.
In addition to the screech owl, we also heard a couple more birds in this location too.
We just picked up 3 birds. We got song sparrow, sedge wren, which is a good one, and eastern screech owl. So we are 147 away from 150, but it's a good start. We're well before sunup, so we're gonna head to a different location and see if we can pick up more before we even have light.
Glad we got screech owl checked off because we did not get that one last year. I don't think we got sedge either. So 2 out of the 3 birds we have we didn't get last year.
Finding our first handful of birds, we moved onto a road that cuts through oak savanna to listen for more birds while the moon was still out.
The dawn chorus is really heating up now. We were kind of hearing the same 4-ish species, and then all of a sudden new ones started singing. So there was eastern kingbird, clay-colored sparrow, brown thrasher, so a lot going on. We're only going to hear more as it starts to get a little bit lighter.
Well, we were actually able to hear a lot of different birds while it was dark. When the first light started breaking, the activity picked up.
Stuff's starting to wake up now that it's getting light out. At first we had the same 3 or 4 species singing over and over again, and now stuff has started to add to the chorus, so we're picking up some good birds. Still would like more out of this spot though.
Just got pine warbler, and we've had a pretty good string of birds here. And I was saying, I feel like I've had sensory deprivation where we couldn't use our eyes because it was all by ear. Now we're actually able to see stuff, and it feels a lot better. So we're going to walk the road a little bit and see if we can get some other birds here. Once you leave a spot and you're out of that habitat, you're kind of saying, okay, we're probably not going to see certain birds. So you kind of got to try to get all the ones you can, but not spend too much time.
After getting a nice early morning total, we decided to change our location and start covering more ground.
We had a pretty good time here listening for stuff before dawn, and now it's light out, so we're gonna cruise this road and see if we can pick up anything else. I think we're doing all right so far. I don't actually know if we did as well here last year as we did this year. We'll just have to tally it up and see.
This approach worked well for us, as we managed to find some birds that are actually pretty tough to get if you aren't in the right habitat.
Picked up a lot of nice birds cruising the road in this area that has this kind of foresty vibe to it. Got scarlet tanager, which was cool, yellow-throated vireo, hooded warbler, which was an awesome pickup, so just driving these roads has been tremendous.
Next, we headed east toward Milwaukee, and on the way, we counted the day's total thus far.
Where are we at?
You got a guess?
I saw your phone already, so I'm not going to guess.
I'm going to go 32.
All right. 41.
Okay, nice.
When we arrived at Grant Park Beach in Milwaukee, we quickly spotted some new birds for the day, but had an obstacle to contend with.
Just picked up black-crowned night heron, Tennessee warbler, and Caspian tern, but the story of the day right now is the fog. It is really hard to see anything out on the water, so that's going to make things a little difficult, but we'll see what we can do here.
We made our way over to the water flowing into the lake, where we were able to find many swallow species, including one we had missed the year before.
Just picked up cliff swallow, which is good because we missed it last year. It was one of the misses that we felt really bad about, so getting it now is pretty cool. They're actually nesting under this bridge here, it looks like, and there's a bunch of other swallows mixed in as well. So far this has actually been a really productive stop in just a short amount of time.
Walking on the bridge, we stumbled upon a gold mine for warblers, locating many different species in a short amount of time.
There are a lot of warblers in the trees behind me, right by this little inlet, and I did not expect there to be so many warblers here, but I'm glad that we stopped to check because We've gotten a nice amount of species so far, and some good looks too.
After feeling like we found everything there was to find on the bridge, we moved over to the lake, where we heard and saw some common terns, along with some other good pickups, even though the visibility was low.
One of the stories of the day so far has been the crazy amount of fog. It's really limiting our ability to see anything that might be soaring in the sky and anything that might be out on the water. So there's just a complete haze that's making it really difficult to see anything. So hopefully that alleviates as the sun comes up later in the day, but for now it's definitely a pain.
Yeah, it is insanely foggy, but we had a really good pickup of a Philadelphia vireo. It had a lot of yellow in the throat, so that's a pretty good bird and a rare one, I believe, for the state. So we're going to check the warbler flock one more time, but this has been a kind of unexpectedly good stop for us. We also had green-winged teal, which is kind of out of season at this point, so that was good too. Nice views of a great crested flycatcher also.
After an awesome stop at Grant Park, we moved north and tallied our new total.
Just got done with that spot, which actually turned out to be really good, and we're about to find out what our new total is. Sir?
92.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we hit some good birds.
Our next stop was Warnemont Park, an area that usually allows birders the chance to survey Lake Michigan. Today, however, was not one of those times.
So we're trying to find mergansers and stuff out in the water, and I can barely see like a couple feet from the shoreline. So this is going to make things a lot more difficult, and I think we're getting a little rain.
In spite of the fog, we did manage to find a new bird.
Just got herring gull in the fog, which is, you know, you can get it pretty easy, but it's nice to just kind of pick it up when you're doing something else.
We continued traversing the trails through the woods, but the birds were few and far between. Eventually, we came across another new one for the day.
We were walking a long ways with like no thrush activity, and we finally got Swainson's. It was sitting up in a tree. We're gonna see if we can get any more thrushes here.
In the end, walking the foggy trails at Warnemont wasn't the big stop we were hoping for.
We're leaving Warnemont now, and it wasn't actually that great of a stop. We got 3 new birds, but for the time that it took, I don't know if that's worth it. We're closing in on the 100 bird mark though, which is good. And we're hoping our next stops can get us past that mark.
We decided to try one more location with a view of the lake, but once again, our efforts were thwarted.
This is terrible. There's probably red-breasted mergansers out there, but we wouldn't know.
How's the morale?
Morale's low.
Rock bottom.
Before leaving Milwaukee, we had one more migratory bird hotspot that we wanted to hit, Lake Park.
Trying to walk around these ravines looking for warblers in the fog. We also need red-headed woodpecker here too, which we had last time that we were at this park, so they're around somewhere. Hoping to at least get a handful of new birds here and then kind of move to a totally different area.
We crossed the bridges and went down into the ravines, getting some exceptional looks at ruby-throated hummingbirds and some new warblers, including one that was actually a lifer for Cole.
It's your lifer.
That's a lifer, baby.
We always find you a warbler lifer. Every time
It's
we
on
do
the
a big
shirt,
day.
too.
That's why I wore this shirt actually for Cole, to try and bring him some luck.
That is a beauty.
Just got Cole, his lifer black-throated blue warbler. Was a female, so it's a little bit different than seeing a male, but still cool and still counts. And we got ruby-throated hummingbird. So now we're kind of going into thrush mode, unless we find like a golden-winged warbler. But we've kind of seen most of the warblers that we would expect to see in here.
We kept looking around, finding many of the same warblers we already had for the day, as well as some thrushes. One of them actually did add to our day total.
Finally got Veery. I feel like there are so many Swainson's thrushes. We've been having trouble getting anything other than Swainson's. So Swainson's and Veery though is what we got. But I think we're gonna head out from this location. Hopefully we'll get away from the fog and we'll get to a new habitat and have a lot more species to accumulate.
We left Milwaukee and found out what our new total for the day was.
Species count.
All right, Derek, give us a guess.
What were we at before Lake?
Like 96 or
96,
something
I
like that.
think.
We go 105.
I'm getting a little overzealous. 103.
Okay, that's not too
Still
bad.
good. I mean, it's 11 a.m.
How are we feeling about this?
I feel like the fog's got us down.
This situation feels familiar, where we have 100 birds.
This is a little deja vu.
I don't like this. And then where are we going?
We're going to Orcon Marsh.
Yep, this feels familiar.
Yeah, we could do really well there. I'm hoping the fog clears up as we get more inland, because it seemed like it was when we were kind of cutting across, and then it got worse as we came back out here. So we'll have to see, and there's supposed to be some thunderstorms later, so I hope we're not like about to hit 150 and then get stormed out. That'd be a bummer.
Next, we went to one of the premier birding destinations in the state, Horicon Marsh. On the way, the fog cleared as the sun came out, allowing us to finally check off some soaring bird species.
Oh, osprey! Hey!
It's never been more excited to see an osprey in his life.
That's another bad miss from last year. Amended.
Redemption osprey.
On the freeway.
When we arrived at the marsh, we quickly found a lot of new birds, including some of Horicon's signature species.
We made it to Horicon Marsh. We've already found a good amount of birds that we needed for the day, so this is looking like a pretty good stop. Now the question is going to be, how much can we optimize it? Had trumpeter swan there. There's still a few more like yellow-headed blackbird that we should hopefully be able to get, but it could be a very fruitful stop for us.
After looking around some of the more southern roads, we went to the northern part of the marsh, which we hoped would be the most fruitful area.
We're heading to 49 now, which is one of the busiest roads and is tricky to bird for that reason, but it also could be one of the best because I think there's a lot of standing water there right now, which means ducks and grebes should be there. There's still some simple species we haven't gotten here yet, so we have to add more to the list and close in on that 150, which, I don't know, do you guys think we can do it?
I think if the weather doesn't hold us back, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be a race against the weather.
We did indeed have a lot of success on Highway 49, where the water was deeper, finding redheads and ruddy ducks. It was the auto tour, however, where things really picked up.
So we just did the boardwalk here at Horicon. Cole picked out a nice eastern wood peep we've got here. So every bird counts at this point. And it's going to be a struggle to get some of the common ones that are now becoming more difficult as we kind of cover more territory. So we're tired, but we're still rolling, still trying to get to 150.
That was hilarious. We were honestly probably starting to feel a little demoralized because it's starting to get really hot out and really windy, and the number of birds we can pick up quickly is diminishing, and Derek was just like, come on, give us a harrier, and then Cole's just like, a harrier, and there it was. What a crazy moment. So we added one more here, which is great.
We got a whooping crane. It's right in front of us.
Random whooping crane.
Oh my gosh.
Big day.
Saves the big
Back
day.
on track.
Oh my gosh.
At the end of the auto tour, we got a few more somewhat out-of-season birds at a distance. And then, after what was an absolutely fantastic stop, found out what our new total was.
Okay, Derek, guess the total.
126.
It's more than that.
You gotta guess. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. We just were, well, I saw it on my phone before we went there. I'm going to say 136.
135.
Oh, 135.
Yeah.
We need 15 more.
Haven't really even hit shorts yet.
Wow.
Ooh.
It could happen.
Wait, so we just need 15 more?
Yes.
Wow, that sounds doable.
I feel like that's easier said than done, though.
Yeah, because it gets tough.
Road to 160.
Ooh, 160.
We decided to go to the Madison area next, but when we got there, the weather was turning into an issue.
We are now birding under a tornado watch, so we've entered extreme birding.
That's how they do it in the big leagues.
Yeah, this is big league birding, BLB.
In spite of the weather, we got chimney swifts flying around the city and stopped at a peregrine falcon nest box, but didn't see it.
We missed on peregrine falcon, which is definitely a blow to the morale. We're heading to Nine Springs, trying to race against the weather. There's storms forming all over the place, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. And we still have a lot of birds we have to get to 150, so it's looking a little bit dicey now. I lied. We just got the peregrine falcon, so everything's good now, I guess. Cole saw it soaring way up there, and we were at a light turn to now, so that was wild.
By the time we arrived at Nine Springs, the weather had caught up with us.
So we're at Nine Springs, which is prime shorebird habitat. We saw there were some shorebirds out there, but we're kind of stuck in the car right now. Big storm popped up. So we're gonna wait it out and see if it'll pass quickly, and then maybe we can go get some shorebirds. Hopefully this doesn't kind of end the day like this. Let's see it.
Look
Wow.
at the size of this hail.
Wow.
Not quite golf ball size, but
It is close.
do you have a drink you want to keep cold?
Yeah, no, I might want it.
I hit the parking lot at Nine Springs, so I don't think we're gonna want it, but that's pretty cool.
Power of nature.
That's awesome. With a break in the rain and hail, we went out to the natural area to try to find some new birds in the short window we had. Does this feel just ridiculously ominous to you right now?
Yeah, so we just got pummeled by rain and hail, like legitimately large hail, and then it just stops. So we're trying to take that time to go get the shorebirds that we need for the big day. So hopefully we'll be able to get them before it gets too bad. Hopefully they're still out there. I can't imagine what hail would do to a bird. I don't think it would feel very good, so maybe they left.
We found semi-palmated plovers, semi-palmated sandpipers, and a lesser yellowlegs before conditions became too dangerous to stay out.
Thunder and lightning, so we're headed back to the car for now. We did pick up a few more species, but we don't want to get caught in the thunderstorm. Not ideal.
You can probably hear the rain pounding on the car in the background. It stormed again, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon, so we're actually going to head west to see if we can get beyond the storms. And we are 10 birds, I think it is, away from getting 150, and we have maybe like 3-ish hours of light left, so we have a chance. We're not toast yet, but this rain is definitely not helping. Our next stop was a shorebird pond a little west of Nine Springs. The good news was the sun came out. The bad news was the wind picked up to levels so high it made birding challenging. Man, that was crazy. The wind was whipping so much that we could barely even see through scopes or hold up cameras, so all the videos are super shaky. Had trouble getting the scope on stuff, but we did pick out 4 new species of shorebirds nonetheless, so we are creeping closer to our 150. However, the wind is so bad I don't know if we're going to be able to hear anything when we go to the prairie, so that presents a huge problem. But we'll, I guess, have to hope that some of the songs cut through the wind noise. Next, we went to the Thompson Memorial Prairie, a place we had a lot of success hearing new birds the year before. On this day, we spent a lot of time walking and listening, but the wind limited us to only adding 1 new bird. We kind of struck out here. We got bobolink and that was it. It's just so windy we can barely hear anything, and a lot of the birds aren't even sitting up, so we're kind of stuck right now and don't really know what to do. It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to make that 150, although we've still had a great total. We're going to see if we can find any more birds, but with the weather conditions like this, not really sure if we'll be able to. Feeling dejected, we made a last-ditch effort to add to our total and drove to Pheasant Branch Conservancy as the sun was setting. We managed to quickly find 2 new birds when we heard a wood thrush and then a barred owl.
Oh yeah, nice. Wood thrush, let's go.
We got one.
We got one. It feels good to get another one. We're still cooking.
I get it.
Who cooks for you?
That barred owl cooks for us.
You soldier boy, tell.
Also, with how leafy everything is and the wind, there's no way you're hearing or seeing any of this. You're just gonna have to trust. We kept walking as the sun went down farther and farther. With some of the last light, we spotted 1 more new bird.
It's got a common nighthawk, so we just need a few more birds. This feels so close to what we did last year.
This feels way too familiar.
Is this 148?
Yeah.
Is it?
Doesn't feel good. Surprised to have gotten to 148 with our last stop. We tried finding a great horned owl in the Madison area, but with the high winds, we were unsuccessful. We tried doing a little bit of owling at a marsh nearby, but no luck. We were hoping for great horned owl, so that means that we're ending at 148 species, 2 away. I really think that if the weather was better, we would have been able to achieve this. I'm not going to say easily, but I think we would have surpassed that 150 and probably gotten like 155 or something like that. But it seems we are cursed to get just under 150, but at least we're consistent. Having essentially called it quits on finding 150 species, we stopped for food on the way home, when something amazing happened. So we were literally just eating some Taco Bell on the way back, and somebody was like, we're here to find the great horned owl. And a great horned owl lands on the Menards sign right there, bringing us to 149. Again, the same total as last year. Manifested destiny again. I don't know what to say. Being just 1 bird away, we devised a plan to try and, against all odds, get to 150.
So we had the Taco Bell Great Horned Owls. We're here at a marsh trying to get Virginia Rail or least bittern. So we're gonna walk down. It's like 11 o'clock at night. If we get one of these species, we get to 150. So this will be pretty ecstatic if we can do this. We're all very tired. We're all ready to break 150.
They're just gonna say we're all ready to break.
We're all ready to break.
After a short walk down to the marsh we were searching in, we heard a Virginia rail, even with some wind still making noise.
Dude, we just got it. It's right there. Called from there. It sang, actually, technically, I think is what happened.
Oh my god.
That was it. We just got 150. You know what did it? The Taco Bell owl.
Taco Bell owl.
That was the most ridiculous big day ever.
Every big
day boys are back.
Big day boys are back forever.
Morale has never been higher. After a small celebration, we collected ourselves to reflect on the crazy day we had.
That was one of the wildest big day experiences ever with the Taco Bell Great Horned Owl and wow, getting Virginia Rail crazy.
You know what this was?
What?
The biggest comeback in franchise history.
Sure. We can call it that. How we doing back there?
Check that out. 150.
Wow.
150. Let's go.
Something better not get lumped in the future.
Yeah, don't do that to us.
Big days are always wild. They require a certain level of planning, preparation, and focus to be successful. Even with these things, when the day includes fog, rain, hail, and high winds, it reaches a new level of challenging. We were extremely happy that we were able to somehow get to 150 in spite of these things, and look forward to getting even more birds on a single day next year. If you want to see our big day from last year, check it out here. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.